In color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord, Elizabeth Walker as Carolyn Russell, Percy Rodriguez as Harry Miles, and also starring Barbara Rush as Marsha Russell.
Mr. and Mrs. Norman Harrington saw Dr. Michael Rossi less than an hour ago and promised him that when they took the stand as witnesses in his preliminary hearing, they would speak the truth, no matter how damaging it might be to Dr. Rossi. But during the past hour, Norman and Rita have become increasingly concerned. They feel that their statements from the stand will help bind Dr. Rossi over for trial on a charge of murder.
The next matter is the State versus Rossi.
Read the charge. Charge is as follows. Michael F.V. Rossi did commit an offense under State Penal Code Section 322-4, first-degree murder. The specification. On or about the 14th in the city of Peyton Place in the county of Peyton, this state, did willfully and unlawfully, with premeditation and malice aforethought, cause the death of Frederick A. Russell. Now, that is the charge, and that is the specification. Now, this is a preliminary hearing conducted by this court to determine whether or not there exists probable cause in the matter of the accused causing the death of the victim. Now, if this court determines that there was probable cause, then there will be a trial by jury in a court of law to be held in respect to the guilt or innocence of the accused. Mr. Clerk?
All persons present who are going to testify in the proceedings now in session will please rise. Raise your right hand, please. Join in the following oath. You promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Be seated.
Mr. Prosecutor, you may proceed.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, my first witness is Police Sergeant Walker.
Sergeant Walker, will you come forward, please?
Sergeant Walker, for the record, will you state your full name and address, please?
William Wilson Walker, 80 Collins Street, here. Peyton Place.
Did Mrs. Russell tell you what she expected to find when you arrived at Mr. Russell's room?
Not exactly, sir.
Could you explain that, please?
Yes, sir. She told me directly that she knew that Mr. Russell had been drinking, and that she knew he was extremely angry, and she was worried about what he might do when and if he met up with Dr. Rossi.
Objection, Your Honor. This is hearsay. I understand Mr. Carter's going to call Mrs. Russell herself.
Sustained. Mrs. Russell will be able to tell us what she said.
Yes, sir. On the night in question, how did you report your assignment in connection with Mrs. Russell to your superiors?
Citizen complaint.
And what was your description of that complaint?
Citizen was worried that her ex-husband was capable of violence in connection with Dr. Rossi. Something like that. I don't recall the exact wording, of course.
Sergeant Walker, did Mrs. Russell describe Dr. Rossi's anger?
No, sir.
Did she ever at any time qualify that anger by referring to how angry Dr. Rossi might be?
No, sir.
Now, you've already stated in direct examination that you and Mrs. Russell entered Mr. Russell's room at the inn to observe Dr. Rossi leaning over the unconscious body of Mr. Russell. Can you recall Dr. Rossi's first words upon seeing you, a uniformed policeman?
Well, Dr. Rossi said something about too much booze. I remember specifically that Dr. Rossi said that Mr. Russell had passed out just a minute or two before we got there.
Dr. Rossi being evasive?
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is leading and is calling for a conclusion or an opinion.
Counsel is indeed leading. He's calling for a conclusion or an opinion, putting a thought in the witness's mind that might not have been there. However, defense has much more leeway on this in order to get to the point. I assume, Mr. Cord, that you're entering state of mind.
I was trying to, Your Honor.
And Mr. Carter, we all know that there are two parts to a crime, the act itself and the state of mind. I'm very concerned about the state of mind in this matter. I overrule your objection, Mr. Prosecutor. Mr. Cord, I'm going to ask the witness a few questions.
Oh, of course, Your Honor.
Sergeant Walker, how would you describe the defendant's behavior when you and Mrs. Russell walked in on him?
Your Honor, with all respect, I feel that this is truly putting the answers in the questions.
Mr. Prosecutor, I will do nothing to jeopardize due process. I care too much about my own reputation to do that. But I am very concerned. Repeat, very concerned about state of mind. Since the conclusion of these proceedings are mine and mine alone, I must find out certain things to my own satisfaction. I will attach due weight, Mr. Prosecutor. Due weight. Dr. Rossi's behavior?
Well, I didn't see anything unusual about it.
Did he appear to be concerned at your presence?
No, sir.
Upset?
No, sir.
Frightened?
No, sir.
How would you describe his attitude?
Well, he seemed professionally concerned, but kind of relieved, like he was glad to have somebody else there that might be able to help.
Thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Cord.
Thank you, but I'm finished with the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Prosecutor?
You're excused. Mrs. Marsha Russell, please.
Mrs. Marsha Russell, please come forward.
I don't know whether your father told you, but we have a warrant for your arrest. Felony, hit and run, New York City.
Yeah, he told me.
The DA tells me that he may have to put you on the stand, so we'll let it be. Now, when you're free in there, I want you to come on over to my desk. Now, you know where it is. Make it easy on all of us. Okay?
Okay.
And I don't have to worry about you, do I?
Hey, I'm not going to take off if that's what you mean.
I know you won't. Now, you go on inside there.
Now, Mrs. Russell, I'd like you to start with Mr. Russell's visit to your home in the late afternoon. What happened?
Well, he...
Mr. Russell.
Yes, Mr. Russell. Came in the house while I was gone. I had taken my daughter, Carolyn, to spend the night with a friend. And when I came back to the house, Mr. Russell was there waiting for me. And he tried to make love to me.
Would you tell the court what you mean by that, please?
Do you want a more correct word for it?
If the word's accurate, yes.
Well, rape would be the accurate word. Mr. Russell tried to rape me.
Huh. And I think that word makes it clear. Now, Mrs. Russell, earlier you testified that the last time you saw Mr. Russell at the hospital was a few minutes before he died. And that you were with your daughter, Carolyn, and that he spoke only to Carolyn and only to tell her how much he loved her.
That's right.
Now, let me ask you, was there any other time at the hospital when Mr. Russell spoke to you before that?
Yes.
What'd he say?
I can't recall exactly.
I'm not asking you to be exact.
Well, he told me that he still loved me. You see, it was very hard for him to speak at all.
Well, did Mr. Russell say anything about Dr. Rossi?
Well, I can't recall exactly.
Your Honor.
Mrs. Russell, this concerns me very much. I have the feeling you're being evasive.
Well, Your Honor, it's just that, it's just so hard to remember exactly what he said.
Mrs. Russell, I've studied the documentary evidence quite carefully. And I believe Mr. Russell did talk about Dr. Rossi to you. In fact, he accused Dr. Rossi of being responsible for his skull wound.
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Russell wasn't rational. As I said, it was very hard to hear him. And he wasn't making any sense.
I want a direct answer, Mrs. Russell. Did your ex-husband tell you that Dr. Rossi was responsible for a skull wound? Mrs. Russell, you've sworn to tell the truth.
Yes, that's what he said. He accused Dr. Rossi.
Did Dr. Rossi mention going after Mr. Russell?
No, he didn't.
Sergeant Walker testified that you came to him very concerned. Concerned specifically about Mr. Russell's anger, not about Dr. Rossi's. Now, was Sergeant Walker's statement accurate?
Well, I felt that Mr. Russell was capable of doing something violent because I had just had a scene with him at my home, which I certainly considered to be violent.
Why did you go to the police?
To ask them to stop Mr. Russell from doing something even more violent.
Did you stop Mr. Russell?
No, sir.
Did you stop Dr. Rossi?
Yes, sir.
How?
I sort of touched his shoulder.
Touched him or grabbed him?
Your Honor, I object. Counsel is once again leading.
Sustained. Rephrase, Carter.
Yes, sir. Will you tell the court as accurately as possible how you prevented a fight between Dr. Rossi and Mr. Russell?
I sort of pulled Dr. Rossi away. It wasn't anything rough, just a little pull.
And what happened then?
I said something. It was something I just made up that my wife needed him.
Your wife's a patient of Dr. Rossi's?
Yes, sir. But it was something I just made up to get Dr. Rossi away.
Did it look to you as if Dr. Rossi was about to hit Mr. Russell?
Yes, sir.
Did Dr. Rossi say anything about this fight? This fight that almost happened after you pulled Dr. Rossi away?
Yes.
What? What did he say?
He said he wanted to clobber Mr. Russell. He said it kind of reminded him of when he was a kid in New York.
Did he say anything else?
Yes, sir. He said that it was a terrible thing to look inside himself and see all that anger. And he said that it's a good thing he didn't hit Mr. Russell, or he'd have been in a lot of trouble.
But did Dr. Rossi make any comments about re-confronting Mr. Russell?
No.
Did Dr. Rossi make any threats?
No.
Mrs. Harrington, would you tell the court what happened after Dr. Rossi cooled off and left your apartment?
Nothing happened.
Oh, I'm referring to any conversations you might have had with your husband.
Mrs. Harrington, did you or your husband express any concern that Dr. Rossi might go after Mr. Russell? Start things up again?
Naturally, we were concerned.
Please tell us everything, Mrs. Harrington.
Well, I just told Norm, my husband, that I hope Dr. Rossi and Mr. Russell stayed out of each other's way.
Did Dr. Rossi say anything after the incident outside the hospital to make you believe they wouldn't stay out of each other's way?
No, sir.
After the incident outside the hospital, when your husband took Dr. Rossi to your apartment, what was he like?
You know, like he always is, very professional and everything.
Oh, was he angry?
Yes.
Well, how angry? Was he frothing at the mouth?
Hardly, no.
Did you or your husband have to restrain him in any way?
No, of course not.
Then what was Dr. Rossi like?
He was upset and he was angry, but he didn't throw anything or threaten to throw anything. He was controlled.
Thank you, Mrs. Harrington.
You're excused. This court shall recess until 1:45.